Well, gameplay is, well, I don't know, dude. They made the wrong decision where they said that the first game wasn't great. So they changed the leveling up style and everything. I really liked the way that the first game leveled up. Like when you leveled
the randomness.
Up, it was a little. I mean, I guess it had to do with like whatever name you picked, but like whenever you leveled up, you would gain a lot more skill points than you do in 2. So the levels meant twice as much, and there were only like 30 levels, and it was like a lot easier to get to those higher levels.
So you don't respect the grind?
I respected the grind. There was a few like places where you could easily go to and grind in the first game, and I didn't feel like that was as easily accessible in this game.
It's such a longer game that they've had to scale down each level, and I don't know why they did it. Maybe to make the game last longer, so that it was, more worth to the game when they sell it.
Yeah, that's what I think.
But yeah, I don't like it either.
Yeah, it just I don't know. I didn't like that aspect of it at all, like the leveling. And because you had like 3 characters now, they could have left it the same. They didn't need to have like 1,000 levels or whatever. Like what did they double it for this game from the first one? Is the level cap like 60? I can't remember.
I don't know what the cap was. I was up there pretty high though, probably in the 50s.
Yeah, I was up in the 50s as well, but like I don't know, dude. It just like I had to get up there in order to make any significant difference. Because like I got the best weapons, or like some of the best weapons that I could anyway, and I just it helped, but the levels did not do much for me. Like that's I don't know how else to say it other than it sucked. Like it was way more grindy because you had to level up more because the levels meant less. And that it's not great for a game that would be short anyway.
Yeah, I agree with that.
It probably would have been a much better game despite its story issues had that been the case. Like it had been easier to level up and they were worth more like the first game. Nah, I don't know. But there was also like the usable items and weapons. I loved this aspect. Like there's some items or weapons that you can get that you can actually use as items. Like for instance, there was one sword that casts like a huge thunderbolt type attack on enemies, and it was so powerful, and I loved it. It's like one of the coolest aspects I've ever seen in an old school RPG that like I don't think they've really kept for many other games that they totally should. I don't know. I really thought that was great. What about you guys?
I agree. I like that. I utilized that a lot. What was the name of that lightning sword, right?
I can't remember what it was called, but yeah, it was something like that. It was you could only get it from one specific monster too. You had to like kill him and get it to drop.
But you can spawn it.
Yeah, you can get multiple, but you can only really use it for the 2 main characters, or for the 2 princes anyway.
You only need 2
princess
though, right?
Can't use it, which sucks because then she would become useful.
Well, then the game would just be a cakewalk.
Yeah, I missed out on that item.
It would have been useful. Like she could have been something instead of the garbage that she is.
I missed that item.
And that's unfortunate.
We'll talk about that in design, I think.
Oh yeah. So, how are our thoughts on the expanded party and the expanded map in this game? Because
I really do like the map. I didn't have any issues with like the map stuff. I do like that he organizes the areas according to like where the bridges are. I think that's kind of a unique idea to like have certain levels be around certain areas in that way.
Right.
They kind of do it in Pokemon, but they don't have like the obvious bridge to like tell you when there's going to be like a level jump.
Right.
And I think that's really cool, like especially in an older game where they couldn't, like just make it random or whatever, but they had like in certain sections they'd be like higher level depending on where the bridge is. I thought that was really cool. I liked the you could like sail across the ocean and go to the old place that you were at before. like Aelfgard or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
I thought that was really cool too. Like it's like I keep bringing up Pokemon again, but reminded me of when you go back to Kanto in Pokemon Gold and Silver, and that's like the greatest aspect of that game is that you can go back to
And get the other 8 badges.
Yeah, you can get the other 8 badges. There's like more gameplay for that, and it's but for this game, there's too much gameplay. And I think that's a weird statement, but it's the truth. Like, it's too much grind, too much gameplay. It did not serve the game well.
It has little payoff too with the grinding.
Very little payoff. Like, the only payoff is beating that sick boss, and that's a very small pleasure.
That's for sure.
There isn't a good balance to the story and the gameplay.
No, there's not. There's no balance in the game at all.
Yeah.
Especially when like monsters can really gang up on you later in the game and then just destroy you. I mean, because like I liked that in the game that the monsters would be tougher than they are in most other RPGs where you can just sit there and lazily grind. Whereas, like, in Dragon Quest, you have to, like, really pay attention because the monsters can actually do damage to you. Like, a significant amount, to begin with. But, like, in large numbers like they appear in Dragon Quest 2, it is not okay.
Oh, hi there. I hope you enjoyed this clip from Puff Puff Hour, a Dragon Quest podcast. If you happen to like what you see, you should subscribe. We have full podcast episodes detailing the main series of Dragon Quest 1 through 11. Oh yeah, and if you like the content, you should check out our other shows from All Out Geekdom Entertainment. We have Nude Clan and Ultima Final Fantasy, the ultimate Final Fantasy podcast. Or, Dragon Quest.